Joburg Emergency Management Services officials are keeping a close eye on low-lying areas and have warned communities and members to ensure that they are safe at all times. This comes as rain is expected to persist over the weekend. And for the latest on what is taking place in Johannesburg, we're now joined by Joburg EMS spokesperson Radebe. She joins us now in studio for more on this conversation. Nana, thank you so much for your time here on SABC News. Now, we've been experiencing wet weather conditions from as early as Thursday. One would ask, how have you been responding to adverse weather conditions and various communities in the city of Johannesburg?
Seeing that it's been raining continuously, I would say within these 3 days we've been very lucky that we've not responded to any major incidents. We, however, still are urging drivers to report any flooded roads because we know there are high alert areas. This is within the low-lying areas in the Jaskei, in Alexandra, and we have also roads that usually flood around this time. So we're still saying people must take precautions and ensure that they report in case of any major emergencies.
And tell us about those hotspot areas you've just mentioned, Jaskei River, Alexandra community. What are they saying in terms of how that rainfall has been and how are they experiencing this adverse weather conditions?
We have been going to check river levels continuously, just to ensure in case the river levels are high or in case we receive any alerts from the South African Weather Services of any flash floods, we're able to go to the communities with our public education unit to ensure that they move to higher areas, because we have seen if it rains, the water levels becomes high within the rivers, and the people that live next to the rivers are at high risk. So would usually recommend that they move higher up so that they're safe.
What have you planned as the city of Johannesburg should we see heavy flooding in some of these areas, because this weather is likely to continue to persist until next week?
We are working hand in hand with our disaster management department, where they ensure in case of any emergencies or in case people do not have a place to go, they arrange a temporary accommodation for those people and ensure that those people are taken care of with other departments within the city. And that if it necessitates that the JMPD as well is brought into the it's brought in where roads are flooded, and roads like New Canada going to Soweto, that bridge usually floods, and would ensure that our Johannesburg Metro Police, they close down and people use alternative routes.
Are you on alert, for the homeless people in the city, who are living on the streets and really have no shelter during this time?
We definitely do remain on high alert, and we do say if there's anyone that needs assistance, they need to call us. We have different departments within the city, those that would assist the homeless. But with us, it's just responding to emergencies. But we say that anything that people regard as an emergency would be able to assist.
And what is your advice to residents as we continue to experience, wet weather conditions throughout the city?
Our advice would be that it's cold. People would now want to use their heaters, which then would be prone to responding to fires as well. When you use your heater or other alternative heating appliances, please ensure that when you go out or you're sleeping, ensure that they are off. If you are using imbawula, do not take it inside the house, as the smoke becomes very dangerous for the people that are inside.
And what is your deployment looking like in areas like Orange Farm in the south of Johannesburg that also struggles, with wet weather conditions and flooding in some parts?
Our aquatic unit responsible for any flooding around the city or any major incidents that happen within the rivers respond to any area within the 7 regions in Johannesburg. We are checking water levels in areas that we regard as high-risk areas, and we definitely do have a fire station in Orange Farm where they'll also constantly check areas where it usually floods or we think that our communities are at high risk.
And have you been battling with some of the drainage systems in which we see during heavy rainfall, particularly in the Johannesburg CBD?
Most definitely, as I've said, but we have identified those areas. We are working with other departments within the city to ensure that where we see that there's a problem, we're able to escalate with that department, and that matter is taken care of.
All right, Nana, thank you so much for your time. That's Nana Radebe, Joburg EMS spokesperson there, saying, well, as much as we continue to face adverse weather conditions in and around the city of Johannesburg, as well as South Africa at large, there have been no major incidents reported, but they are continuing to keep a close eye on the floods and the systems in the city of Johannesburg.